Okay, hello, welcome again. I'm going to do some update videos. I just posted a video regarding a BEC modification to this truck, which we're going to go over, and also a few other things I've done to this so far since I've got it. So you guys know that I've already lowered the vehicle and gone through some of that with the suspension stuff. And then recently I've also built my own rock sliders here. These are steel tube, square tube sliders that are welded, capped on the end. You can see the stock slider here. So I didn't like the stock slider. This end hung out really far by the fender here, and it always catches stuff. So yeah, and the 30-pound vehicle coming down on these all the time, it was just starting to trash them, and I wanted to build something different, more low profile. So I built these tube square sliders for it. They mount just like the stock ones do. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll zoom in. So they're mounts just like the stock ones do, and you can see it cap the end of them, and welded those up. So they're not much heavier than the stock ones. If I had gone to solid tube, then that would have been probably heavier than the original ones. This truck's already 30 pounds. Didn't want to go too much heavier because I also had some other things I wanted to add to it. So we can swing this around. Added a tire carrier, and we'll go how that's mounted. I've seen some 3D printed pieces, but people have been having problems cracking the bodies already, and didn't want to add another thing to crack the body. So I'll get the body off this thing real quick, and we'll go over some of the newest mods and things regarding BEC modification and a couple Panhard brackets. All right, we've got the body I've popped off this, and you can see I've made some new double shear Panhard mount brackets to stiffen up the Panhard on the chassis side. And we'll get it swung around here. You can see that there. Also got on the axle, there you go, on the axle side as well. So it ties into the upper 3-link, fits around the shock, and that helped stiffen up the steering quite a bit. So then we've also relocated the power button from underneath the truck to on the side of the receiver box. But big question everybody's got is, did my BEC help with the steering? Yes, it did. So we're still running the stock servo. The stock servo will accept 7.4 volts, but what I've done here is it's not a regular BEC where it's just replacing and overriding the factory ESC. This is what we would call a split BEC. So here it is here. It's a 2.0 waterproof castle unit. This is 10 amps. It's dual line out. It's set at 7.4 volts, and it is a dedicated circuit for just the servo. So what we've done, you can see our 2 lines here, our power leads, just here, coming from our power, patched into the off the plug here, battery. And what that does is your 3 lines here, you can see the 3 lines here. So these are your power and ground wires, and then this is your signal wire. So they are split here. You can see they're no longer patched together. So the original plug still goes to the receiver, plugged into the steering, and that controls left and right, and it only gets its power from the BEC. So the nice thing about that is that you're not just bumping the voltage on everything, which this isn't great at handling 7.4, and also the fan starts going a little mad when you go to 7.4 volts. So it allows all of that to stay like it was stock, but this has its own dedicated amp circuit for the steering. So that helped a lot with the steering. Good mod, great way to do it. Our next steering mod for this will be to go to a 5th scale servo. I've looked around on the market, and power wise, cost wise, I've already ordered the new Spectrum high torque servo. So they currently have a 5th scale servo which is a high speed servo. It would probably do what we want it to do in this, but we're going to do the high torque version, and at 7.4 volts, that's like 1450 ounces of torque. Should be plenty to run this truck. The other nice thing too is it's a direct fit with the mounts and the spline. I can use the existing servo horn that's here. Don't have to modify that at all. And it's only like 250 bucks. So not badly priced compared to something like the Reefs or even the Big Home servo. Big Home servo is nice. It's direct drive. But the only way you're getting the full ounce rating out of those servos is to have like 14.4 plus worth of voltage on them. So at 7.4 volts or even 11.1, it's not much more power than the new Spectrum 5th scale servo is going to be able to produce. So I don't see the need to go to the big Reef servo or any of that. But yeah, to answer your question, did the BEC help? Yes, helped a lot. Posted a video doing some technical lines. I know it's a little bit hard to see any improvement. We didn't do anything before and after, but from driving feel between the new Panhard brackets and the BEC dedicated circuit, it made the steering much more crisp. It's still not like putting a massive servo in a 10 scale truck, but it is a big improvement over the stock setup, and I get no power draw from the servo now at this point through the ESC. So the ESC is by itself doing what it does. The next round of mods on this will be lights. I'm working on a full rock light kit underneath it and some Q series Vanquish lights we're going to mount on the bumper for some off-road lights, and also modifying a set of laser nut, low-C laser nut lights for ditch lights on this. And then we'll have a whole series of panels underneath it, and those will just all run off the 11.1 volt provided by the balance board plug. The other thing you may want to look at is a tire rack mount here we talked about. This is mounted to the frame. It's welded up. You can see it runs across there. And then under here, it's got a bracket here in the wheel well. Just there, mounts to the cross braces. I did have to notch the body a little bit for that to come out and stick out of there. But this is a very stiff welded piece of steel. So a little something different. Spare tire mount for the back. Alright, so thanks so much for checking out the mods we've done to the SCX6 so far. You've seen we built the sliders, a little bit more information on that BEC mod and Panhard brackets. And then one last mod for you here. You can see my body clips are sitting here on the body. So a little trick is you tape a magnet under there, and then that'll hold your body clips while you're messing around with the battery or whatever. So there's another easy, cheap, free mod for you. Yeah, I'm liking this truck. It's been a lot of fun. It's not as technical as some of my little rock crawlers. It is capable for its size. It's been a ton of fun. Had a good time modifying it, making some big parts for it. We still got a few mods left to go. And then, yeah, it's been a great truck. So we'll keep doing videos and updates on this. We are going to replace the diff covers here. The front one's getting pretty banged up so far. Don't feel the need to do the big axles under this. We may do some C-hubs or something later, but we're going to do Vitavon diff covers, the new ones that are designed for the factory axles, and that should help strengthen those diff covers. Haven't had to do shims in this yet in the axles, but we're going to check that out when we get the diff covers and make sure we got the right size shim in it. The 6S Creighton shims for the diffs work in this. There's a few other measurements out there. ProTech has them. A bunch of people, different people make them. Yeah, you may need to do that to yours. But yeah, this one hasn't needed it so far. It's been okay. Slipper clutch has been fine. But yeah, doing the split BEC on it has been a great mod. Even on the stock servo, really helped with the steering power and just not getting any tax on that factory ESC. So thanks so much for watching. James with Remote Concepts, and look out for some more mods. Next mods is lighting this thing up for some nighttime crawling, which we're getting into winter here, so it's getting darker earlier, so we're definitely doing some more night runs. So we'll work on a whole set of rock light panels and some more lighting accents, front off-road lights, some ditch lights, and the rock lights. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk with you guys again later. Bye.